By the gods. Joe Cool, is that you? Why, what brings you here amongst us mere mice and men?
God! I was tipping tulips and pushing periwinkles in the flower garden, and now I find myself face to face with Gino the Savage.
Will all be the return of CGE.
What is going on, everybody? We are back from hiatus. It's been a long time coming.
It's been a very long time. Just a quick rundown of what happened. Honestly, between Rise dying, we had some troubles with YouTube. YouTube literally wasn't recommending our videos to our subscribers. You know, on top of that, we both of us had just a ton of stuff going on in real life.
Real life.
I can honestly tell y'all I haven't. Before Sunbreak dropped, I hadn't touched GU, I hadn't touched Rise for literally a year.
That's facts.
I've been on other games. But yeah, I guess I was pretty extremely burnt out on just Monster Hunter, honestly.
We did see you guys' comments. Can you guys react to this trailer for Sunbreak? Can you guys come back for that? Where you guys at? You know, so we appreciate the love. We saw all of those, and you know, in the back of our minds, we were plotting the comeback. We were figuring out when. Like Gino said, there was a lot going on. Base Rise died pretty quick, but we want to thank you for that. For those of you who stuck with us, who are going to be seeing this video like, where the hell did these two come from? Why did they start a video in British accents? We don't know. But listen, we are back. Tell them what we're doing today, Gino. It's a special video for the people.
Man, you already know what it is. We gonna do a review. We gonna do this review for y'all this Sunbreak. Now, like Joe was saying before, y'all asked us to react to this trailer, that trailer. As y'all know, I kind of love Monster Hunter a lot. I kind of wanted to be able to enjoy the experience fully, so I went in pretty much completely blind.
We didn't even play the demo.
We didn't play the demo.
Yeah.
Like, I just wanted a complete full experience, completely blind, you know.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, man, we gonna bring y'all this review. The only Rise review that matters, or the only Sunbreak review that matters.
The only Sunbreak review that matters starts now. But first, let me get this food out the oven.
Oh my lord.
A few moments later.
I mean, first things first. This is gonna be an honest review. We gotta give credit where credit is due, right?
We gotta give props. First thing to
you gotta
say
give props.
Before we get into the nitty gritty. Sunbreak was a enormous improvement over Base Rise. That's the undeniable fact.
Undeniable. Like, it's legitimately been a while since I've had that much fun. Like, I can say that with honesty, certainty. It was a blast. 100%. Pretty much from the point we got to Blood Orange and forward.
Yeah.
It was just, it was fantastic, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's,
yeah, where do you want to start? Hey, you know CGE, if y'all been with us since the beginning, there ain't no script going on.
Ain't no script. We do this off the dome. There ain't no script going on.
Ain't no planning going on. Well, here, okay, for me, the biggest thing that struck me, or that I enjoyed the most, or had the biggest impact on me, was the gameplay of Sunbreak. So do you want to start there and talk about that? Or you
gameplay
like switch skills, just the new monsters, whatever, just the experience, I guess.
Right.
The things that just jumped out, because we got the little things like, you know, like which monsters were afflicted, blah blah blah. We'll get into that later though, but yeah.
So, like I said before, the new monsters that they added, the subspecies that they added for the new monsters from Base Rise, just wow,
Mm,
right? The monsters' movesets going from high rank to G rank. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Now, like I said, I haven't played Monster Hunter in about a year. I'm pretty sure Royal Ludroth got me the cart. Like I'm not even going to sit here and lie to y'all. Like a lot of the new movesets had stuff to throw me off. Like it was really good.
yeah, yeah,
You know, even stuff down to like cool stuff like Rachna Kadaki when she stuns you, she sent out her little spider minions and they flamethrower you. Like
mm-hmm. Yeah.
craziness, right?
Yeah, the new moves were that the monsters have are really good because, as we know in Base Rise, they really couldn't combat us and the mobility we had very well. I think they added a lot of new moves to the existing monsters, and obviously the subspecies and variants, and that they brought in and all that stuff to make it more challenging. There's more attacks that catch you if you wire fall without planning, like Valstrax's little follow-up beam. And
Look, I gotta go ahead and tell y'all about this, about Rajang just throwing me up in the air and beaming me out the sky. Look, that was amazing.
that was the greatest thing I've ever seen. We might have to find that clip and put it on screen. That was he did the grab attack and threw Balmain Jean straight up into the air.
It did not wirefall. I just automatically wirefall. Like we said, they made them anti-wirefall attacks,
Yeah.
and he shot his beam literally right where I was going. I was sitting there with my damn jaw dropped.
My man got aerial ray from the Versus games for real. But so monster move sets, the new monsters, the experience of fighting them is top notch. But now we're gonna
we gonna keep it brief. We can go over the switch skills real fast.
I was gonna say, but now the new stuff we
Okay.
can do, the new moves we can do, right? The other side, the new switch skills are a
Go ahead and tell them how you feeling about that glazed Frenchman.
well. If there's one thing I can say about when I first experienced the new switch skills of the insect glaive, why, my jimmies were bunched in a knot. Why, I found myself flat on the floor with churros and chitlins in my hand. I did not know what to do. Nah, but in all seriousness, I mean, as a glaive main, real quick, I'm absolutely loving glaive. I mean, glaive was amazing in Base Rise, but the new things it got, like the advancing Kinsect, even more mobility and things that you can do in the air. The new the new Kinsects, the powder vortex and stuff. No, it's all great. It's all great. And I think I mean, I know you're gonna talk about Switch Axe, so I ain't gonna speak on that. But I think all the weapons, they just flow really great. And switching between like the switch skill swaps, it's really fantastic.
That's real cool.
That's super cool. That's super cool. And that longsword sacred sheath. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, the Valor longsword counter pretty much made its way back with that. It also came back with a entire new combo that spins all your meters with more anime, more flashiness.
That's
You know we love
sacred
it.
sheath. Oh yeah, we here for it.
You know we love it, right?
Mm-hmm.
About this Switch Axe, hey man. My swag axe gang, go ahead and rise up, cause got a big body counter now, and that shit smacks real hard. We also got a what was it called? Wire step.
Yeah, that's what I
Pretty
used
much
to
like it's pretty much like a more or less perfect repositioner.
Yeah.
And it has iframes right at the start. It's like perfect. Like it's weird, but it always repositions you. Like or at least me, it's always repositioned me like pretty much right in front of a monster's weak spot. I don't know how it works like that, but it's always worked like that somehow.
Yeah. Hey.
But yeah, man. Overall, all switch skills. We going kind of keep things brief. This is a review. We're gonna keep things brief on real specific topics.
Yeah. So to wrap it up, combat, stellar.
Yeah, it's so fast paced. Like the new monsters, like Lunagron. While his moveset is a bit more fair. Like his attacks are like really straight line, linear.
Yeah.
But he still keeps you on your toes, right?
Mm-hmm. So, combat, we love it. We think it's great. Presentation, all of that. What do we want to talk about next?
Maps.
The maps.
The new maps.
The maps.
Hey, when I was exploring some of them new maps, I was getting lost and I thought I was playing Elden Ring for a second. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think it was in the Forlorn Arena, like you was running around the little bottom part, like where the water is. Like there was little caves and tunnels. Like like it was real fun running through there looking for whatever was through there. Like it was, they really turned.
It's like the main map. It's like a low key, a small guiding lands because it has kind of several different biomes. You got the swamp at the bottom. You got the castle, the main part, the dilapidated castle where you fight Malzeno. You got the icier areas up top. Like it's really cool. I really love it. And the flooded forest. I mean, not the flooded forest. The jungle. Yeah, I like
did to that.
That theme.
Well, I still like the old theme better.
I don't know, but that's not.
Yeah, it's not. It was great. It was great.
The new maps, they're great. Only two. I don't care that much, but I mean, for the sake of a review, if you really wanted to push it to like, oh my God, this game is a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10 because it's not perfect, right? Having a third map in the base game, pre-Forlorn Arena, whatever, would have really pushed it. But the two that are there that they added, top tier.
Yeah, and really, as far as like the goods about this DLC, it comes down to what they gave us was fantastic. What we got was fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. Got the finished game, it feels like, unlike base Rise, where they added the final boss and Valstrax and all them at the end, and then there was nothing else, Sunbreak, we got the full game enough, and real title updates coming in the future. Now, speaking of getting the full game, if you're done talking about the maps and stuff, we could transition into what I think one of the biggest things that us and everybody else was looking at was the end game. Unless you wanted to mention some stuff that was previous to the end game. We could talk about the monsters themselves too, because we kind of talked about their move sets, but we didn't, There were standouts. There were some standout monsters,
Standout monsters. Those who stand out. Magma Almatron. Obviously Pyrarachnidaki. Let's talk about Serigios, because he is back for blood.
Hey.
Oh my goodness gracious. I cannot believe the way this dude light speed killed me.
Big Steve.
When I say light, Big Steve hit me with that light speed. I don't know where he went. I still don't know where he went. He said, "Pew," and my cheeks were just off my backside before I even realized.
Yeah.
Magma Almadron. Let's just pray for the person who we all saw first hold his ultimate attack. Because, wow,
Hey.
he did a double dive under the water, come up, did a spin, laid his bomb into the floor, and it blew up twice. My jaw was literally dropped for about 20 seconds straight.
For me, I've always liked Shogun and Cianator. I know
Really?
he ain't the headline, the biggest headline in Sunbreak, but I like the personality they gave that man, sharpening them claws.
I do like that they gave him Rust Razor's moveset to make him more threatening.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that. I do very much like that. Right? Very much.
Valstrax is ignorant. Nothing else needs to be said.
One of the things, because I'm going to keep it real with y'all, me and my guy Joe Cool here was skeptical about even buying the DLC at all.
Facts.
But one of the things that, pushed us towards eventually buying it was thinking about monsters like Crimson Gold, Valstrax, and they're about to have new G-rank moves. You know what I'm saying? About to have new G-rank moves. And goodness gracious, he wiped us out a couple times.
He wiped us out a couple of times. Deep into the game too. Like we had beaten him already a few times. He still squad wiped.
Yeah, we had beaten him, and he didn't care. Like it wasn't like you beat the monster one time, then you know how to fight it. Then pretty much like base rise.
Yeah.
You fight it one time, you know how to fight it. It gets washed whenever you fight it again. No. He was coming after our heads every single time we fought.
And then I think we coincidentally or not coincidentally saved the best for last.
Astalos?
Oh, I was. Yeah, okay. There's two left. You know who. You know who I'm talking about, though. But
Malzeno.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Let's keep it real. That's my new favorite fight in the series.
Just like that?
Just like that. That is my new. I love it.
Yeah.
Like I love it.
He's
like I love his roar. I love his theme. I love his fucking mood set. I love his darkness powers. Like fucking darkness dragon. What?
Listen.
New status effect. Speaking of new status effects, we didn't even go over. I love how the new armor sets are coming with a whole bunch of different variety of skills for us to play with. Instead of just
before we go into that, we didn't play the demo, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the first time we got hit with that teleport by Malzeno, oh my goodness! My cheeks got blown halfway to Ethiopia. Oh, bro, by God, did he just teleport and put his tail through my
twists real fast, wraps himself in his wings, and then darkness teleports and chooses a body to take. And I'm pretty sure the first time it was me.
It might have been. But there was no saving nobody from that guy the first. I cannot wait to fight Afflicted him. Anyway, though, transitioning, speaking of Afflicted and status effects and stuff, you were beginning to speak on the greatness of things like Frenzy or Bloodlust and Coalescence and Dereliction and all of that.
Yeah, man. In Foray, I love that there's a lot more different types of things that you get to play with and experiment with versus just aiming after attack boost, critical boost, weakness exploit, critical eye again.
It's great. Chain crit.
Big chain crit.
Yep.
I'm very glad that this game kind of shifted it up from us. Some people still is gonna run the same old shit. I'm not running the same old shit no more. I've been naming after weakness exploit, critical eye, and critical boost for every single Monster Hunter game since generations, pretty much. Like I'm cool on it. I want to run some different stuff now.
Hey, listen.
Right?
You know me, Big Joe, bubbly dancing, resuscitate in the building. Come on now, with dual blades and bow, with the weapons with the built-in dodges. That's goated. That's goated. You throw in dereliction or whatever you want on top of it, man. Oh man. Oh, and don't forget the what is Mount Xenos? Blood Right and Dereliction together.
Yeah, Blood Right, Dereliction together, and Coalescence.
Woo.
Alongside, what was it? Resentment?
Yeah, Resentment.
Yeah, Resentment.
Yep.
Yeah, wee.
Nah,
But
the set building. The set building, like you said, just having new things that's not critical eye or weakness exploit, crit boost, attack boost, whatever. That added a lot to the game as well. Because it just felt like there were so many more sets and skills to experiment with. So
exactly, different things to try out, different things to farm for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Really good. But yeah, man. That pretty much wrap up the positives, the good.
Yeah. So I think we got everything up until endgame. So we can. I think let's talk about what Afflicted's brought to the game in endgame, and then I think that kind of segues because there's goods, but there's also some bads about it. So that kind of segues into any negatives that we might address, and then we'll give our final thoughts and score, whatever you want to call it, on the game.
Okay.
So, let me say this. Okay, listen. You beat the final boss, right? You beat Guys Magam, which, speak on him real quick, Gino. What you think of Guys Magam real quick before we go forward?
Honestly didn't like his fight was cool, but I didn't really care for him that much. I'm not gonna lie.
I tell you what, I think I liked the fight a lot. For a final boss, it was really cool. I'm not a huge fan of him.
Right.
Like his design, I mean, it's cool. He had some cool cutscenes, obviously, but you know, he's not my favorite, you know, final boss. You know what I mean? I like Shara Ishvalda better from Iceborne.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, and the way they kind of delivered him, like he just kind of popped out the tunnel in a cutscene. You said, "Oh, what the fuck is that?" They shot him with the Dragonator or whatever, and then you had to fight him. Like Shara, you had no idea what to expect. And then you pull in on some big ass rock monster. Then as the fight goes on, he takes all the damn rocks off, busts out the rocks, and it's a completely
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about how we felt right there, because this ain't the Iceberg.
It's not.
Goodness gracious.
My God. But yeah, so Guys Magam, he's alright. But the skill he brought in Dereliction is God tier. I love Dereliction. That adds a whole new, having your health drain like that, and then the having the what are the butterflies called? The anomaly butterflies, whatever.
Curio?
The Curio. Yeah. Having up to three of them, and then they increase your max power, and you kind of have to balance healing by taking them off versus fighting at low health if you want. Like it's really, I love that. I love that.
I'd be interested to see like a Dereliction hero build. I wonder how strong it would be.
I'm sure it's strong. I would never
I would not
put my life on the line like that. But anyway.
All right.
Anyway, on to Afflicted.
On to Afflicted monsters, right? They're not bad. They're less lazy than Tempered.
Yes.
still more lazy than hypers, though.
Yes.
Let me tell you what I mean. Hyper monsters, where their hyper power would be, Rathalos or Zenogre had his hyper power on his face. His little thunderbolts he would shoot out would be larger. You'd have to dodge or counter timing would be different. Would add a layer to a fight, right?
Yep.
That's just one example. They took the idea of having power on certain parts of the body and said, okay, if you hit these parts of the body, the monster's not gonna blow up and kill you.
Right.
Which was good. Like I said, it's still far less lazy than tempered.
Yes.
Obviously for some monsters adding a afflicted form did more than others, like Grand Golem. A lot of us didn't get to squad wipes from that thing. Oh my freaking goodness.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was saying, Grand Golem, you probably didn't get to see the first time you fought him. First couple times you fought him, you probably didn't get to see the entirety of his moveset, right?
Because you beat
having
his ass.
the afflicted version, yeah, because we beat his ass.
Yeah.
Having the afflicted version, however, you got to see the whole moveset and some more, and some jaw-dropping things that you were just like, he has that attack?
Especially, base Rise, a lot of these monsters got tumbled and crumpled, and, they may or may not have been up to par in Sunbreak, but the Afflicteds brought them to a whole nother level. Let me get close to my mic while I say this.
Toby.
That motherfucker, Toby Kadachi. If he hits you with that afflicted explosion, he's assassinating you. He's not missing those kunai knife ass tail spikes that he throws straight through your chest and nails you to the wall behind you, and all of a sudden you find yourself tumbled back into the camp with one faint down for your team. I promise it happened to me about 3 times the first 2 times we fought him. And just me, not Gino, nobody else, just me. He didn't miss one time. Steph Curry with the knives into my chest, I swear to God. Anyway, that's
Nah, who was catching me though? There was an afflicted
Magnamalo catches you every time, scorned or afflicted.
Yeah. That dude Magnamalo, like that double, because I'll be running the switch axe, and one thing I still do love about the switch axe is that it still kind of follows the rules of the game. It's not overpowered. The switch axe still has to respect the monster, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Back to afflicted in general. Like I said, they're good.
Let me go into this real quick. I think when it comes to endgame, base Rise, that base Rise fell off a cliff. Like that was it. We beat Valstrax, it was over. Okay, so Afflicteds, they added what they added to endgame was much better. It wasn't perfect, but farming specific materials from them, afflicted bone, afflicted pelt, whatever, and having a use for them, which was not the case with Apexes, which was like the number one thing we wanted fixed in Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. Did they give them new armor sets? No. I didn't really expect that though, because every single monster is afflicted, so I don't expect a new armor set for everybody. But they gave us something. They gave us a reason to fight the endgame high level monsters, and that was to upgrade weapons to the maximum rarity. So that added And then things like the ancient or the antique machina, whatever they call that, only use those
Right,
points.
the new antique weapons.
Anomaly tickets or the outfit vouchers, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So big reason to actually fight the end game monsters they throw at us. So that extended the game far beyond what base Rise had end game wise. So that was a huge improvement. It's not perfect.
Yeah, we definitely have already put in more hours into Sunbreak than the base game. And the title updates ain't even out. Says a lot, right?
Says a lot. However,
However, far from perfect.
far.
Fools!
You
You thought
dare.
nobody could critique this game.
You thought no one would critique Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak? Well, if you did, you've got another thing coming today. Because by golly gee, do we have
Got some things to speak about.
we got some things to point out. We were just talking about Afflicteds, by the way.
We gonna stay on Afflicted.
You know,
First thing first.
I was really getting cheeked in A1. You know what I mean? That was a great time.
Mhm.
You know, I walked out of that final boss fight. I thought I was sweet, and then I got clapped up by an Arzuros. I was like, oh my goodness, this is great. A2, this is great. 3, this is great. 4, this is great. Oh man, I can't wait to see what's in A5. Nero. Nothing. Done. Dunzo. Gone. Non-demo 9. Nothing there.
Like I said before, it's not as lazy as Tempered's, however. The most y'all did was up their HP damage and add the Afflicted explosion to them.
That's not, it's like we said, it's a huge improvement, but it's not the best you could do. They are worse. I don't mean to cut you off, but they are worse than Apex monsters.
Yeah, they are.
They
More lazy.
implemented them better, gave reason to fight them, but you know, they're not the greatest thing. So go ahead, talk to them about what the issue is not going beyond A4.
So one of the things not going on beyond A4, they for some reason said, okay, I don't understand this decision making at all. They said, we're going to make you be able to get these materials to max out every single weapon. They didn't make it monster specific materials. They could have, right? For example, Afflicted Rachna Web. Was it really that hard to just come up with that material, right? Even though, right, for the final Rachna Kadaki weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, they said, let's just make them all formable now. Now, for what's not there, what is going to be the purpose to fight them when they get put into the game? What is going to be the incentive to fight them?
There's not going to be
With-
any.
With-
Unless they
with their
add
weapons
stuff.
maxed out. Right, unless they add a new level to the weapons for some reason. But chances are A5 and A6, you know, the rest of the monsters within the elders, chances are, if anything, they're going to be what's used to farm for augments.
Yeah.
Probably,
Right.
right?
Right.
And then again, y'all only upped the HP and damage. You didn't add that many new monsters for us to
Right.
really have not gotten all of like what I'm trying to figure out what was so hard about that and why they did it that way, as I just explained it, as far as the materials with weapons. Why couldn't it be
You're
monster
right.
specific
You're right.
materials?
Especially if you compare the new subspecies and variants, the number of them to Iceborne, it's far less for Rise. Rise's or Sunbreak. Sunbreak's additional roster is much smaller. So kind of like what Gino was saying.
While they are quality,
they are quality.
While they are mostly quality,
it's true.
The quantity was low. And then with the quantity being low, it's like how good. Now let's try to look on the bright side and say they're about to up their movesets even more. The monsters that they didn't give Afflicted already. Still, what will be the purpose to fight them?
What will be the purpose? Will they add armor for them? Doubt. But also, my biggest thing about not having A5, obviously, everything you just said, but also it was like, you beat Crimson Glow Valstrax, you've already had A4 since Master Rank 50, so you've already had it for 20 levels. Now they say, you want to fight Scorn Magnamalo, you got to get to MR 100, 30 more MR, just on A4 and lower. There's no additional final tier to help you get to MR 100. That tells me that they're kind of, I don't know if they just didn't have time. It doesn't seem like that's possible because they didn't add that much, as Gino has already said. It's just an additional health pool and an explosion. So it sounds like they're kind of trying to drip feed them to us, which, I mean, that's whatever, like, that's their choice, whatever. But the fact that those final 30 MRs was A4 and below was just killed a lot of the fun on that grind to Scorn Magnamalo. That was supposed to be greatness, and it was just, yeah.
Yeah, they could have just kept building up. You got to, even if you didn't unlock A5s right at MR 50, and you had to unlock A5s after Valstrax, still,
that's what
that would have been better. It didn't maybe then unlock Afflicted Elders after you beat Scorn Magnamalo. That still would have been way better.
Yeah.
And especially after that absolute farce of a base game where y'all didn't even give the Apex monsters armor or weapons, did disappeared for a whole year, did a few event quests, didn't do much, and then a whole year later, and y'all still ain't got this shit completely together. But as you started to say about the quantity of subspecies and stuff, Base Rise did not add that many new monsters. So why isn't it that all the brand new monsters have subspecies? Why doesn't Gauss Harag, Tetranodon, or Agnosum have any sort of subspecies?
Beats me. So yeah.
Why? Simply why?
Simply why? So yeah, it's like it's a huge improvement end game wise over Base Rise, but it's definitely it was the same problem. I mean, after A4, it kind of fell off a cliff.
Yeah, it did, but at least it was still amazingly fun, right?
Yeah, at least it was fun. At least there was stuff there, you know.
There was stuff there. It definitely still had a ton more replayability with what was there. Whether you want to farm for the antique weapons as we spoke on before, whether you want to get them outfit vouchers. Also, one outfit voucher, I don't know if that was just our RNG, but we were pretty much getting one voucher from Afflicted, huh?
One or two, yeah. Two very rare.
And also talking about the miserable climb up to Magnamalo, the variant Magnamalo. We unlocked multiple monster quests. They didn't really offer much more experience.
Yeah. And listen, about that climb. That wasn't no damn climb. No damn climb. We raided lobbies. We joined lobbies like, hey, you trying to do this Afflicted Magnum Malo? I'm only MR. I'm MR 71, but we need to do this Afflicted Magnum.
That's how it got. That's what really kept us playing, was the fact that we said, okay, we're not waiting till we're MR 100 fights.
But that's not happening. It's a shame that it came down to that. Because it really could have been, oh, hey, here's A5 with Afflicted Rathalos, Afflicted Zenogre, Afflicted Astalos, etc. And then we just have fun all the way up to AR 100. But it was like, oh, wow, I'm going to fight Rathian and Somnicanth all the way up to MR 100. And like Gino said, the multi-monster quests don't give a whole lot more levels. And there are no multi-afflicted monster quests, so... yeah.
Right. And plus there needs to be, they're pretty much, before I say this, they're pretty much like stripping Monster Hunter of so much. What happened to just throwing us at the monster at the start of the camp?
Yeah. Random spawn points. What happened to that?
Well, what happened to throwing us right in front of that Razanger Basil?
Yeah.
Another tradition gone.
Yeah.
And it's like they keep taking out traditions, but it's not like they're even adding much else more that actually matters.
Rise is definitely the most streamlined Monster Hunter game, where it's just like boom, especially story-wise, it was just boom, 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 boom. And there's not much. Run straight to the monster, fight it. It's already on the map. You don't gotta look for it. You know what I mean? Paintballs have been gone forever. We didn't expect those.
Yeah, the map is fully displayed.
Well, it is fogged at first.
Yeah, it is fogged at first.
But the monster location is shown, so it doesn't matter.
Right. It would definitely still be better if you had to pick up the maps that camp. Still got thrown into random spawn points.
Yeah,
it'd definitely still be better.
Hot and cool drinks are gone. I mean, they're not a big deal, no, but it just added
the immersion of like the actual hunt. Like it's completely gone, and there's still not enough of the hunt.
Right.
Quest wise, there's not enough variety of monsters like this monster together with this monster. Sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like there's just not enough variety with the quests, especially when you want to farm for multiple monster materials. There's just not enough variety. I was about to make a point. I already forgot what it was. Right, like you said, about the story, everything is just boom, 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 whatever. They put even less time into the story with this one than World and Iceborne, which is whatever. Monster Hunter's not really story focused.
Right.
But same with Base Rise. What was with the lazy treatment with the flagship?
Yeah, it's just kind of like, all right.
By lazy
Flagship's here. Like, he's been causing trouble for a bit and go get but it wasn't, the build up wasn't really there. It was a little better because it was kind of like, they were kind of like, well, what are the Curio doing? What is this? So it was a little bit better, but it wasn't, maybe because Malzeno wasn't, they didn't present.
Nah, remember he pulled up and did damage to one girl.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did. He did.
He pulled up, put a scar on her, but it was like the rivalry aspect was gone. How the flagship has pretty much been your rival. Like he pulls up on you multiple times. You maybe gotta repel him, and then you gotta go slay him.
Yeah.
Where was the rivalry? How you pulled up on Velkhana for the third or fourth time after the raid. It did the cutscene where y'all just had to stand off. The hunters walking to the side. The Velkhana just looking down at you like, "Come on now, that shit was hard." But that interaction is completely gone. Just like they were completely lazy with the flagship, both Base and Sunbreak.
And then on top of that, while we're talking about being streamlined, they took out rampages, which, I mean, I didn't really like rampages, but it was like a new gameplay element, kind of siege-like, but they didn't replace that with anything.
They didn't replace it with anything.
So it's really hunt. That's it.
And there's not enough of the hunts.
Yeah.
What was I about to say?
You were talking about the flagship not being your rival.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much. They treated the flagship really lazy. I want to love Malzeno. Like, I really want to love Malzeno outside of this fight, but it's like there was no interaction like that. You didn't have to. He wasn't making earthquakes in the sea, and then he was found spotted near the village like Legiacris was. He had to go chase him back out to sea. He started making more earthquakes. He got to chase his ass underwater for one final duel. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like 4 where motherfucking you pull up on Gorm Magala, then that nigga pulls up on you after you go up on a damn pirate ship and you're out to sea, and he flies out to sea and chases your ass out there.
Yeah.
Nothing like that. Just lazy. Just lazy. And again, it's not like they really. That's what I was about to say. Remember that arena that they added in the base game?
Oh, the very, very last one?
Yeah.
That we never had another quest in?
That we never had another quest. And I'm pretty sure that arena was special because it had like monsters focused on you. Like, I don't think
they
could really.
That arena was sweet.
Like, they didn't really. Yeah, it was cool. Like, imagine just making that cool ass design, and then y'all did nothing with it. It is part of the game.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Like, why? Why didn't y'all use that for anything?
Yeah. I'm kind of out of. We covered pretty much all of my thoughts. And where it.
I don't think there's anything else.
We said we were gonna keep it moving, but in typical CGE fashion, it's 48 minutes long. Big podcast.
I'm not
Big
even
podcast.
I'm not even surprised.
I'm calling this a podcast because it's not getting edited beyond lower than about 46. So
yeah, man. Shoot.
What about I mean, if you have other stuff to say, go into it, but we can give these final thoughts whenever.
About the end game, man, like with the trip feeding and all that, man, like it's power creep is inevitable.
Yeah.
I think power creep is inevitable unless they really pull out the stops on the different type of armor skills that we spoke out before. But if this Lucent Narcoguga is about to come and this dude's helmet has attack boost 3, weakness X point, and critical boost with a level 4 and a level 3 slot, like, come on, bro. Don't do that. Please don't do that again. We have some Drake and armor mess going on.
Yeah.
Just don't.
We'll see. Speaking of Lucent Narcoguga, hey, that title update is coming. So let your boys know if you want coverage of that. You know what I'm saying? We may try to slowly ease back into it. You guys know we've been going for a long time, but you know, let us know. Like up the video. You got anything else?
I feel like there's one thing I'm forgetting, possibly. I'm not entirely sure though.
Probably. We're gonna remember after the video and be mad salty.
I know, right? That's how it is. That's how it always happens.
Yeah.
Did you not have any more issues with the game?
I feel like I did, but I can't think of them on the spot. My biggest issue is A5 not existing because that just the experience just fell off. we talked about the lack of quantity in the roster. What else? I feel like there was like one other big thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just ugly.
Maybe. I think we mostly hit on. I think we mostly hit on the point.
Yeah. Now, overall verdict. I'm gonna just go. I think in Sunbreak there's obviously it's you know, it blows its back all the way out. Like, pause.
Right.
It's just, come on now. Like, it's a huge improvement. And there's definitely more good than bad with Sunbreak, but there are some glaring decisions that they made that kind of keep it from being perfect, so to speak. And one thing I do.
So somehow, just let me say this real fast. Somehow, and now in G rank, the Apex monsters actually have more incentive to be fought for, you know, farming old jewels to optimize current stats. But back then, those were the post game, and it's like you're gonna optimize your sets to fight what? You can't even get armor or weapons from. Apex monsters had more incentive in the G rank than
that's true.
Damn base game which they were put in. That's pretty.
Yeah, it's a fact. But now back to what I was saying. The way I look at it when I kind of rate Sunbreak real quick is I compare it to, and let's put this in context. I compare it to the other Ultimates. Is it better than 3U? Nope. Better than GU? Nope.
No.
Is it better than 4U?
Better than Iceborne?
No. Better than Iceborne? It's close. I
say it's better.
I think the Iceborne experience is better because of things like Safi Jivas and.
Hold on now.
I know we're not to the title updates yet. I know, but even things. I'm just saying the just having like the events, like the festivals and stuff like that. Immersion wise, that's not gonna be. They're not gonna have a Gathering Hub festival in Sunbreak.
Yeah, there's no Gathering Hub now. It's just an open hub.
But anyway, let me finish so you can go. That is what it is. Let me finish so you can go. Okay. So anyway, so I say there's more good than bad, but there's definitely things that cause like huge, like we stopped playing for like a week because after A4 we were bored. So I would say like 7.5 out of 10 type beat, maybe 8, maybe. But I don't know.
I'm gonna give it a 7 because they kind of messed up on some pretty basic things.
If Elden Ring is a 10 out of 10, like, come on now, like Sunbreak is a 7.5 at best to me. I would say 8, but 8 is kind of elite. I wouldn't say Sunbreak is elite, but it's very, very good. I mean, Rise was like a 3. I mean, yeah, base Rise was like a 3. So, well, I mean, y'all take a 7.5 and y'all gonna like it.
Right.
But go ahead, Gino. You said 7. Tell them why. Tell them what weighs heavily. Blah blah.
Pretty much all I said, plus the fact that, again, it was like the base game was a farce and y'all disappeared. There should really just be more monsters. Yeah, the base game was a farce, a joke, and y'all disappeared, and y'all still. What was there was what got added was mostly good. Y'all still ain't got it completely together though.
You're right. When you say they were gone for a year, we're talking no new monsters, no Devil Joes coming back, no Stygian. I forget what all was in like base Rise, but they kept it coming. They had Behemoth, they had Ancient Lesson. They were like, come on now. But for Rise, they disappeared for a year and had more. They had all that time because they weren't developing new monsters for base Rise. So like you're saying, that disappearance is a big deal because we should have a ton of content because they didn't support it the same way they supported and put resources towards base world. Yeah,
damn, cook them, Joe. Let them know what this is.
Come on now,
I don't know what this is.
Pastor Cool in the building preaching to y'all real quick, man. Come on now.
You know
Come on now. You know what? Sunbreak is a 6 out of 10. What do you mean?
Yeah. Let them know what this is.
Nah, I'm playing. I still stick to around 7.5. But
Yeah, man. It was definitely fun, right? We can't ignore what they did do. They thank God none of the goofy ass weapon designs from World returned to.
yeah. Hey, I'm done. Hey. I said everything I need.
Yeah. We really went over everything. I'm yeah, pretty much.
We good. I hope y'all like podcasts for real. I hope y'all like podcasts for real. But hey, you know, as always, man.
This is what we always used to do.
This is always we over talk things to death because I mean
we literally planned to make this a max 20-minute video, and here we are.
I told Gino it wasn't gonna happen. I told him it wasn't gonna be no 10-20 minute video. What are you talking about, bro?
Oh my goodness gracious.
That's why we need to stream for real, but you know that.
Yeah.
You know, maybe one day, but we would have to grow first. So y'all help us with that, man. But yeah, if you enjoy the video, make sure to leave, you know, a like and a comment because we appreciate, especially for those of y'all that have been there the whole time. And you know, we're thinking about easing our way back in. So definitely, you guys showing any interest definitely kind of helps us decide, you know, how much easing in we're doing, what you know what I mean, because we're in a transition period, so that it helps a lot. It helps more than it would have before. So let us know if you mess with the boys still, you know what I mean. We're back to our ways.
Back to our ways, man. We missed y'all though.
Facts. But hey,
We miss being here. We miss doing this right here. But we back.
Back to it. We'll see you title update 1 in some way, shape, or form for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that's not August 31st, but
yeah, we still ain't got a date for that. We
don't speak.
Not about to get.
We don't speak that. Anyway, hey. By God.
My word.
By God. All of a sudden, this video is beyond an hour-long pre-edit. Why, I find myself in quite the tizzy. I don't know how to handle such blasphemy, but it's been your boy CGE, Joe Cool,
and your boy CGE, Dino the Savage, and we are G-Gang Entertainment!
See you on the next video.
We out.